Welcome to CamX, where impossible becomes reality, where every clip is crazier than the last. You won't believe what you're about to see. From the insane to the unexplained, this is the channel where reality flips on its head. We bring you the wildest, craziest, and most unbelievable moments ever caught on camera. Things that'll make you rewind, freeze frame, and shout, "No way that just happened." Whether it's unthinkable near misses, bizarre encounters, or mysteries the internet still can't explain, we've got it all. No scripts, no actors, just raw, real, jaw-dropping footage that'll leave you hooked. Don't blink. You might miss something unbelievable. Subscribe now and get ready to question everything you thought.
Ikos Oceana is an award-winning 5-star resort on the Halkidiki Peninsula in northeastern Greece. It features pristine beaches with scenic views of the Aegean Sea. When you're done in the water, you can enjoy a world-class meal at one of 5 upscale restaurants. Andy Gilchrist of Northern Ireland was on vacation with his family on July 10th of 2019. Ikos Oceana was everything they wanted and more, and they were excited for dinner at Anaya, an Asian fusion restaurant on the resort. Apparently, Mother Nature was upset that Andy didn't invite her to dinner.
We would like to help.
Now that everybody's inside, they can appreciate the storm without being caught in the middle. Watch as the wind picks up, throws outdoor furniture, and smashes against the heavy glass doors. According to Andy, everyone was terrified. Some hid in the bathrooms while the staff tried to make sense of everything. It didn't help that the restaurant is perched on a steep incline overlooking the sea. Sadly, 6 people lost their lives, and dozens more were injured as tornadoes and hailstorms impacted other parts of the Halkidiki Peninsula. Many of the victims were tourists, just like the Gilchrist family. Thankfully, they emerged unharmed with video proof of their wild Greek holiday. The Quad Cities is a region in the northern United States that straddles the border between Iowa and Illinois. All of them lie in the Mississippi River Valley, and despite being called Quad, meaning 4, the region consists of 5 cities between both states. To make a long story short, the town of Bettendorf grew rapidly enough in the mid-20th century to become a city. The name Quad Cities was already well established, so they didn't change it. Also, the name Quint Cities never really rolled off the tongue. Technically, the Quad Cities are an entire state east of Tornado Alley, USA, but that doesn't mean that they don't experience violent weather. On May 24th of 2024, a doorbell camera captured one of 16 tornadoes that touched down in the Quad Cities. Footage shows how quickly Mother Nature can change. Listen as birds chirp near the home while a powerful tornado races across the horizon. Unfortunately, we don't know which of the Quad Cities this homeowner is from, so we're unable to pinpoint which of the 16 tornadoes passed by their home. Aftermath photos show some tree damage and the destruction of what looks like a small trailer. According to the National Weather Service, the 4 strongest tornadoes within this outbreak peaked at EF1 intensity with sustained winds of roughly 110 miles per hour. 2 weeks before the Quad Cities tornado outbreak, a homeowner in Dowagiac, Michigan had a similar close encounter. He was filming outside as the sky above his home filled with ominous clouds. He knew a twister was coming. He just didn't think it would pass this close.
Oh, my heart is racing. Oh. Oh. Whoa! We got a nader! We got a nader! Hell yeah! That's where she is, baby! Ripping us! Rip it down! Yeah! Yeah! Whoa, baby!
We don't think anybody has ever been this excited to watch a tornado tear apart their backyard. In the blink of an eye, he loses his patio table, his grill, and what looks like a small steel box. This storm was one of 7 tornadoes that day that touched down between Indiana, Michigan, and Ohio. It tracked a 12-mile path of destruction between the local airport and the Cass-Van Buren County line. Wind speeds peaked around 95 miles per hour, and damage assessments classified it as an EF1 storm. Besides destroying this man's backyard, the twister also damaged several trees and snapped a power pole in half. Villach, Austria is the 7th largest city in the country. It's home to roughly 62,000 people and is a critical traffic junction between southern Austria and the Alpe Adria region. In 2015, one of the worst hailstorms in Austrian history rained down upon the city. According to the European Severe Weather Database, it was one of 149 such storms to hit the country. While trapped inside, this homeowner decided to document the storm as it got progressively worse. Watch as things go from rough to completely chaotic inside of 3 minutes. Just as things were picking up, our cameraman ducked back inside. In hindsight, he should have kept away from the windows. Lucky for us, he decided to keep filming. Watch as things go from bad to worse, and his window blinds look more like a poltergeist is haunting their home. Our cameraman claims his porch was covered in hail over 4 centimeters thick. Since we never leave his apartment, it's unclear how much damage the hail caused outside. Police officers in Villach said the storm uprooted, tore down, and snapped many trees. Hail as big as 5 centimeters damaged roofs and smashed through car windows. As you can imagine, Villach's role as a large traffic hub meant plenty of cars were trapped in the storm. Elsewhere in Villach, people had to be rescued from malfunctioning elevators, and a train carrying 28 people crashed into a tree that had fallen across the tracks. Thankfully, nobody on board was injured. Jinan, China is a historic city in Shandong province. It has been inhabited for the past 4,000 years and is home to roughly 9.2 million people as of 2020. Over the past 4 millennia, Jinan has likely seen its fair share of severe weather events. This storm from June of 2021 was the worst in a long time. It was June 30th of 2021. Winds upwards of 89 miles per hour rolled off the Yellow Sea and slammed into the city. They broke the standing record of 67.3 miles per hour for fastest winds in local history. This viral clip compilation will help put those destructive winds in perspective. Despite the destruction, local media did not report any significant injuries. Based on this footage, one might call it a stroke of luck. The sustained wind speeds put this storm on par with a Category 1 hurricane. Some weather experts believe it spawned from the remnants of Typhoon Champo, which had landed several days earlier after traversing the Pacific. According to weather experts, heavy rain between August and September of 2024 led to one of Thailand's worst weather disasters. Flash floods in the north and northeastern regions impacted over 180,000 people, destroying homes, sinking villages, and washing away lives. On September 27th, a deluge in Sukhothai province was captured on camera as it destroyed several homes in a small Thai village. Locals could only watch in horror as raging floodwaters weakened their foundations and eventually dragged everything away.
ทุกคนระวังนะทุกคนนะเพราะว่าน้ำมาที่นี่ไงนะคะไปแล้วนะคะทุกคนนะคะระวังนะพี่ระวังกันนะเนาะมันจะมาทางนี้
ถ้าไปเป็นหลังนี่ก็ไม่เท่าไหร่นะไปเลยปล่อยไปแล้วโอ้ไม้ดีไปไหนเอาไปเก็บไม้ได้ไปเก็บไม้ได้ไม่ไหวแล้วไปแล้วบอกแล้วไปแล้ว
According to local authorities, the Yom River burst its banks after several days of relentless rain. Over 54,000 acres of land were underwater, including many farms and villages. At the time, Thailand was in the middle of its monsoon season. There was also a global weather shift from El Niño to La Niña, which triggered more heavy rain than expected. Post-summer studies found that between August and September, flood and landslide damage amounted to roughly 46.5 billion baht, roughly $19 million, or 0.27% of Thailand's gross GDP. February 2nd of 2025 began as a peaceful morning in Bahia Blanca, Argentina, a coastal city known for the salt deposits lining its shores. Hundreds of people decided it was the perfect day for grocery shopping and drove to the local Cooperativa Obrera supermarket. As they navigated the aisles, some customers began hearing loud thuds on the roof. The sounds got louder and more frequent. Soon, massive hailstones were tearing through the roof and pelting innocent shoppers below. It sent the store into a frenzy as customers and employees raced to find cover. Once it was over, gaping holes in the roof made the grocery store look more like Swiss cheese. The floor was covered in ice, displays were knocked over, and several people were rubbing their heads in pain. Thankfully, none were seriously injured. According to local weather experts, this region of Argentina is no stranger to extreme storms. It's a supercell hotbed known for spawning destructive hailstorms and powerful tornadoes. In fact, Tornado Alley, South America, which encompasses parts of Argentina, Brazil, Uruguay, and Paraguay, sees the second most tornadoes in the world behind the United States. Kangaroo Point is a small suburb in, you guessed it, Brisbane, Australia. It's home to roughly 10,000 people, including one local man who captured what looked like a waterspout on the Brisbane River. It was November 1st of 2024. The owner of River Life Adventure, an outdoor recreation center and event venue, was standing on the rear patio when a powerful storm suddenly kicked up. He pulled out his phone moments before this vortex formed and filmed as it barreled right toward him.
I don't know if we should go inside or not.
Our cameraman said the storm blew in from the south and smashed into Kangaroo Point. It tore down many trees and damaged a few properties, but thankfully nobody was hurt. What you saw in the video was not a tornado or a waterspout. It's what weather experts call gustnadoes, or small whirlwinds that form during thunderstorms. Your typical tornado begins rotating in the storm clouds and then stretches down to Earth. Gustnadoes, while still a spinning column of air, aren't connected to the storm cloud itself. Australian tornadoes aren't rare, but they aren't common either. Meteorologists believe between 30 and 80 touch down each year, mostly occurring in flat, unpopulated areas. On June 30th of 2024, relentless rain caused the Qingshui River in Guizhou Province, China, to burst its banks and flood nearby towns. Those living in the ancient village of Jianyuan found themselves up to their necks in water. Video taken after the storm shows how high the Qingshui River got. Watch as the surging waters render this wooden boat to splinters after it crashes into a stone bridge.
船到楼了啊！你看，这船卡在这啦，卡到桥脚了，这才走啊！在这个危险啊！
Elsewhere in Genyuan, rescue workers located an elderly man who couldn't swim to safety. Thankfully, they found a wooden board strong enough to hold its weight, yet light enough to float.
啊，是吧？水大的怕人，现在已经3楼，进3楼了。
We weren't kidding when we said up to their necks in water. First floor homes and businesses were instantly flooded, and those living on the second floor began sweating as water levels rose. In general, June of 2024 was a devastating month for floods in China. In Guizhou province alone, over 213,000 people were impacted across 41 counties. Thankfully, brave rescue workers like the ones in this video willingly risk their lives to help people in need. Lampung, Indonesia is a coastal province on the southern tip of Sumatra Island. It's home to roughly 9.3 million people, including the native Lampungs, who have their own written and spoken language. Everyone was speaking the same language on February 4th of 2025, when a powerful tornado spawned over several villages in Lampung. Residents ran for cover while others screamed for their lives. A handful stopped to record the madness as the wind nearly blew them off their feet. According to Aftermath reports, the wind intensified shortly after this video cut. It tore the roofs off many buildings and reduced hundreds of homes to rubble. By some miracle, nobody was hurt after seeking refuge under the largest house they could find. Tornadoes typically occur in Indonesia as the country moves from the rainy to the dry season. Known locally as Puting Beliung, they'll see a few hundred localized whirlwinds each year. However, none compare to the power and intensity of tornadoes seen in the United States. If you enjoyed this video and want to see another just like it, be sure to click the link on screen now. As always, thanks for watching and be sure to tune in next time.